Not all helicopters are the same because there are special designs made for war, attack, and life-saving rescue. In the United States military, we can see some of the most powerful and unique helicopters in the world. These are vehicles that can fly in the middle of storms and bring hope in the midst of chaos. But which of these is considered the most amazing invention? So join me as we discover the different helicopters from America. But before that, please like and subscribe. That means a lot to us content creators. Thank you very much, so let's get started. Number 20, Kellett Experimental Rotorcraft. 8. 1944. During World War II, America made a unique helicopter called the Kellett Experimental Rotorcraft. 8. Its purpose was to test if the twin rotor system would work. Instead of using the usual tail rotor, it first flew on August 7, 1944, with test pilot Dave Driscoll. If you look at its appearance, it looks like a flying egg. The body is short and circular with a large glass in the cockpit. And the design is unique because the two rotors intermesh or overlap while rotating. Without a tail rotor, controlling flight direction became difficult. To solve this, they added two, but a bigger problem happened on September 7, 1944. While in the air, the blades of the two rotors collided. It didn't crash, but it showed that a stronger rotor system was needed. They tried to make a new version called the Experimental Rotorcraft, 8A. It had two blades on each rotor, and it was first tested in March 1945, but it vibrated very strongly, so it was stopped immediately. There were also plans for another model, the Experimental Rotorcraft, 8B, which would use a rigid rotor system. But it was not pursued because it was too expensive and difficult to change the overall design. Number 19. Command HHH 43, Husky, 1947. It was created for rapid response to fires and accidents at United States military bases. The Air Force officially selected it in the 1950s, with the first units arriving in 1958. Initially, the Husky had a piston engine used in the first 18 units shipped, but by 1959, it was replaced with a version that had a turbine engine. Because of this, it became more powerful and more reliable. One of the unique abilities of the Husky is how quickly it can prepare for flight. When on alert, it can take off in just 1 minute. In 1950, during the Vietnam War, it became more famous as the main helicopter for rescue missions. It was recorded to have more rescue missions than all the other Air Force helicopters combined. It reached over 888 successful rescues from 1967 to 1968. Because of this, the Husky proved to be one of the fastest and most reliable rescue tools. Number 18, Healer, Ohio, 23, Raven, 1948. The Healer, Ohio, 23 Raven first flew in 1948. It was a small and lightweight helicopter that originated from the civilian model called the Utility Helicopter, 12. The military used it as a utility aircraft for observation and especially for transporting the wounded or medevac. During the Korean War, it played an important role in transferring soldiers from the battlefield to safety. It is capable of reaching speeds of up to 97 miles per hour. It has two blades on the main rotor and two metal blades on the tail rotor. For the rescue version, there are two pods attached to the sides of the landing skids where the wounded are placed. Aside from transportation, the Raven was also used as a scout helicopter during the early part of the Vietnam War. But in early 1968, it was replaced by the newer Hughes. The Raven was designed by Stanley Healer. He showed his talent at a young age. 17 Bell Utility Helicopter, 1, Huey, 1956. On October 20, 1956, the Bell Utility Helicopter, 1, better known as the Huey, made its first flight. This was the first helicopter to be mass-produced using a jet turbine engine. This made it faster and more powerful than earlier helicopters with piston engines. Since then, the Huey has become an important part of military history. It is often used for medical evacuation, troop transport, and other combat missions. With over 16,000 units produced, it is one of the most widely manufactured helicopters in the world. The sound of the Huey's rotating blades is instantly recognizable even from afar. For many soldiers, it's a signal that help is on the way. Help. In the Vietnam War, it became a symbol of the conflict because it was used for rapid troop deployment and the rescue of the wounded. Even today, some countries still use the Huey, but it is gradually being replaced by newer models known as the Super Huey or utility helicopter, WWII Venom. This modern version has 2 engines and a more durable design suited for modern operations. Number 16, Sikorsky Sea Helicopter, 3 Sea King, 1929. The Sikorsky Sea Helicopter. 3 Sea King is not just an ordinary helicopter. It can fly in all kinds of weather, making it a big help to soldiers. When there's a mission, you can't choose whether it's sunny or raining, so its ability to operate even during storms, is very important. The Sea King was also made for anti-submarine warfare. It has sonar used to search for submarines under the sea and weapons to attack if necessary. But it's not only used for combat, it's also often sent on search and rescue missions to help pilots and crew who are in danger. It also serves as a flying guard near important airplanes to provide protection. There is a version of it called the VH-3D. This is used to transport the President of the United States. The Sea King is now seen as a symbol of trust and security. Soldiers often say that this is the first helicopter to leave and the last to return, a sign of its durability and reliability. 15. Boeing CH-47 Chinook. The Boeing CH-47 Chinook first flew in 1961. It is one of the largest helicopters ever made for the military. Its design allows it to be used in many ways, such as transporting troops, equipment, food, and even vehicles. It also has the capability to assist in combat missions and aerial surveillance. During the Vietnam War, the Chinook became important. In the middle of dense jungles and high places that other vehicles couldn't reach, it was able to carry heavy loads and soldiers. It was also known as one of those with the lowest accident rates in the entire United States Army during that time. The design of this helicopter was a big help. There was a ramp at the back where soldiers and equipment could quickly enter and exit. It could carry up to 75 people and could unload cargo on the ground within seconds. It was also easy to repair even in the middle of battle. Mechanics only needed a simple toolkit to fix it. Because of this, it became even more practical and useful for the soldiers. Number 14 is Sikorsky S-64 Sky Crane. In 1962, a unique helicopter called Sikorsky S-64 Sky Crane was introduced. Its appearance stands out because it lacks the large body typical of other helicopters. The middle is thin and straight, as if it was made to be a flying crane. Under its body, different pods can be attached, each with its own purpose, such as transporting soldiers, carrying heavy cargo, or even serving as a temporary hospital. It has 6 large rotor blades and is powered by 2 turbine engines. Because of this, it can lift extremely heavy objects that ordinary helicopters cannot carry. In operation, it only needs 1 pilot, 1 co-pilot, and an additional support crew, usually consisting of 6 to 8 people. Time passed. 1992 arrived. During this time, changes occurred, and the Sky Crane design was improved. Many of its parts were fixed to make it stronger and better at lifting loads. One of the most important additions was the tank with a capacity of 2,650 gallons of water. This tank can be filled in less than a minute using a hose even while the helicopter is still hovering. Because of this, it became very important in fighting large forest fires. 13. Command Sea Helicopter 2 Sea Sprite. The Command Sea Helicopter 2 Sea Sprite was introduced to the United States Navy in 1962. This is a small helicopter, but it plays a very important role because it can be used on ships and aircraft carriers. It was first made with only one engine, but soon it was equipped with 2 turboshaft engines for more power and better flight performance even in strong waves and winds at sea. Meanwhile, by 1970, the uses of the Sea Sprite increased because it was included in the Command program called the Light Airborne Multipurpose System, or Light Airborne Multipurpose System. This program was created to help ships fight against submarines. That's why the Sea Sprite was equipped with weapons and always ready to be used in case of danger from under the sea. But after a few years, it was replaced by a more modern helicopter, Sikorsky Sea Helicopter 60 Seahawk. But before it was completely retired from service, the Sea Sprite proved to be a strong and reliable helicopter. 12. Sikorsky CH-53 Sea Stallion. In the 1970s, a massive helicopter was introduced, made for the United States Marine Corps. This is the Sikorsky CH-53 Sea Stallion, a heavy-lift helicopter that can transport very heavy equipment and numerous soldiers. The prototype first flew on October 14, 1964. And in 1966, it began to be used by the military. The Stallion was designed for fast and heavy transportation. It can carry up to 8,000 pounds of cargo over a distance of more than 100 nautical miles. It has a speed of almost 170 miles per hour. Inside, it can carry 38 soldiers or 24 patients with stretchers. The usual crew consists of 2 pilots and 1 or more crew chiefs. It also has a ramp at the back for quick loading and for unloading cargo. In addition, the length of the Sea Stallion is 88 feet and 6 inches. Its height is 24 feet and 11 inches. This helicopter was large compared to others during that time. Number 11. Bell AH-1 Cobra. The Bell AH-1 Cobra is a helicopter made for combat. It has a single engine and 2 blades which give it speed and agility. Since it was first used, it has become the primary attack helicopter of the United States Marine Corps. It usually carries 2 people, 1 pilot and 1 gunner, or sometimes 1 pilot and 1 co-pilot. Its design is simple but effective. It is capable of flying at a maximum speed of 171 miles per hour and can reach a distance of 357 miles before needing to refuel. The Cobra is also heavily armed. It has a 3-barreled Gatling gun cannon and can also be equipped with rocket pods with 7mm rounds, with up to 19 rockets per wing. In addition, it also has the capability to carry missile launchers for heavier attacks. But this helicopter isn't just used in war. There are also older versions that were used for forest patrol. It was called the Firewatch Cobra or Fire Snake and was used to detect and prevent large fires. Number 10, Hughes, Ohio 6 Cayuse. This small helicopter was called the Flying Egg because of its round egg-shaped body. Despite its unique look, it's known for being fast, agile, and quiet in flight. The Hughes, Ohio 6 Cayuse had its first flight on February 27, 1963. By 1966, it was officially used by the United States Army. In the Vietnam War, it became important as a scout helicopter used for observation and gathering information. Because it was small and fast, it was often used as bait. It would fly low to draw enemy fire. Once the enemy positions were spotted, larger attack helicopters like the AH-1 Cobra would come in to attack. This kind of operation was dangerous but effective in battle. And in 1966, the Cayuse set 23 world records for speed, flight distance, and rate of climb. Because of this, it was proven that even though it looked small and simple, it was a reliable helicopter that made a significant contribution to the war. 9. Sikorsky Utility Helicopter 60. In the 1970s, the United States Army looked for a new type of helicopter that was faster, more durable, and capable of carrying out various missions. That's where the Sikorsky utility helicopter 60 Black Hawk was born. Its prototype first flew in 1974, and it officially entered Army service in 1979. Since then, it has become a primary United States military helicopter. It was not only used by the Army, but also by the Navy, Air Force, and Coast Guard. Because of its durability and capability, it became part of almost all major American operations. In connection with this, the Black Hawk was used in various wars and missions. It was seen in Grenada in the early 1980s, in Panama in 1989, in the Balkans in the 1990s, and in Somalia, where an intense battle took place that inspired a movie. It was also involved in operations in Iraq and Afghanistan and in other places in the Middle East. In every battle, it has proven to be reliable in dangerous and important missions. One of the most famous operations that used the Black Hawk was the raid in 2020, but it was against Osama bin Laden. The 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment, also known as the Night Stalkers, used modified versions of the utility helicopter, 60. These were made to be quieter and almost undetectable by radar, making them perfect for a very sensitive mission. Number 8, Boeing AH-64 Apache. The Boeing AH-64 Apache is one of the most well-known attack helicopters in the world. It has 2 engines and 4 blades that provide powerful force in the air. One of its unique features is the sensor mounted at the front, which helps in locating targets and also provides night vision. Because of this, the Apache can be used day or night, and even in hard-to-reach areas. The weapons carried by the Apache are not ordinary. It has an M230 chain gun with a 30mm caliber. Aside from this, it also carries air-to-ground missile, 114 Hellfire missiles, and Hydra 70 rocket pods. Because of these weapons, the Apache has been dubbed a tank killer because it has the capability to destroy powerful ground vehicles from a distance. More impressive is the Apache's durability. It was designed to keep operating even after taking damage in the middle of battle. According to many reports, even after being hit hard, the Apache still has the ability to fly and return safely to base. This design is the reason why pilots and soldiers who use it have such high confidence in it. In addition, the history of the Apache began in the 1970s, and on September 30, 1975, the first test flight of the prototype called Y-64 was conducted. The following year, 1976, the United States Army chose it over its competitor, the Bell Y-64. By 1982, the serious production of the Apache had begun. 7. Boeing Sikorsky RAJ-66 Comanche. Imagine a helicopter that's almost invisible in the sky, fast, quiet, and terrifying in its movements. This is the idea behind the Boeing Sikorsky reconnaissance helicopter, 66 Comanche. It started development in the late 1990s as a reconnaissance and attack helicopter. This was supposed to be the world's first stealth helicopter, but in 2004, it was completely canceled. The Comanche was built to replace the Huey and Cobra helicopters. It has a special compartment inside where the anti-armor and anti-air missiles are hidden. It's also made of materials that help it avoid detection by radar. The plan was good, but the extremely high cost became a problem. It would take billions of dollars to continue it. Because of this, the Army decided not to build a new fleet. Instead, they just upgraded their old helicopters. Only 2 real prototypes were made, and that's where the project ended. Even though it wasn't used in actual combat, it still left an important contribution. The Comanche broadened knowledge of stealth technology, fly-by-wire controls, and advanced cockpit systems. It also paved the way for improving the designs of future helicopters. Number 6, Bell Boeing V-22 Osprey. The Bell Boeing V-22 Osprey is a unique type of aircraft. It's a combination of a helicopter and an airplane. It's called a tiltrotor because it can take off vertically like a helicopter and then fly fast like an airplane. When it was first made, its purpose was to help the United States Command in their land and sea operations. When they saw the great design, other military branches used it too. Because it has the ability to combine speed and vertical lift, it became a big help in different kinds of missions. The Osprey is faster than most helicopters and can also reach farther distances. Inside, it can carry up to 24 soldiers. It also has the capability to carry up to 20,000 pounds of cargo inside. A sling load can carry 15,000 pounds externally, making it useful in combat, transport, search and rescue, and humanitarian missions. Aside from this, another important feature of the Osprey is its foldable wings and rotors. Because of this, it is easier to bring inside and store in a ship. With this design, it becomes more practical for operations at sea and on land. Number 500 Defender. The 500 Defender is a small but fast helicopter that's often compared to the vehicles used by villains in movies. Even though it's small in size, it has a tough appearance and powerful weapons that are intimidating to enemies. It originated from the Ohio 6 Cayuse. From this, the 500 Defender was made to be more suitable for different types of missions. It is often used for surveillance, but it can also fight. When necessary, it can be equipped with anti-tank missiles that can destroy the enemy's heavy vehicles. Meanwhile, there are also versions used at sea. These are equipped with search radar, magnetic anomaly detector, and lightweight torpedoes. Because of this, it becomes useful in battles in the air, on land, and even at sea. Over time, a newer model came out called the 530 MG. Its engine, control system, and equipment are more modern. The front design was also changed, and a mass-mounted sight was added to make targeting easier. Number 4, Bell Utility Helicopter, WWII Venom. The Huey helicopter has long been known as one of the main equipment used by the military since the 1970s. It has proven its durability and usefulness in many missions. But as time goes by, the old ones are gradually being replaced. That's why the new one arrived. An upgraded version, the Bell Utility Helicopter, WWII Venom, which is now better known as the Super Huey. It officially became part of the service in 2008 and was first used in an operation in 2009. Since then, it has replaced the old utility helicopter, 1N Huey. It's also called Yankee for its Y variant letter. The Venom has 2 powerful engines. Each one can provide more than 1,500 horsepower. Because of this, it is faster and more durable than the previous model. During normal flight, it can reach speeds of up to 182 miles per hour. When pushed further, it can reach up to 189 miles per hour. The body of the Venom was also lengthened by 21 inches compared to the old Huey. Because of this, there's more space and it can carry more people on a mission. Usually there is 1 or 2 pilots, a crew chief, and more crew members can be added depending on the needs of the operation. Related to this, when it comes to the interior, it's also modern. The cockpit is full of digital screens and is no longer like the old analog equipment. It has night vision and thermal imaging, allowing it to see in darkness or rain. Number 3, Piasecki X-49. The Piasecki X-49, also known as the Speedhawk, is a unique type of helicopter. It used the Sikorsky SSR-60 Seahawk body, but featured a vectored thrust-ducted propeller instead of a standard tail rotor. It's a large fan placed at the tail of the helicopter that helps provide additional forward thrust to make it fly faster. Aside from that propeller, it was also fitted with wings on the sides. The wings help reduce the weight carried by the rotor blades, making the flight lighter and faster when flying straight. In other words, it combined 2 identities: the ability of a normal helicopter to hover and the speed that's almost like an airplane. Likewise, the X-49 first flew in June 2007 in Delaware. It lasted for almost 15 minutes and tested simple hovering, turning, and slow flight. In total, it recorded more than 80 flights with over 80 hours in the air. The goal of this project is to reach speeds of over 200 knots. Number 2, the Lochner HZ-1 Aerocycle. If you see the Aerocycle, it looks like a strange invention that you wouldn't really believe was actually created. With so many serious helicopters during that time, this one looked very different. It almost looked like a toy, but it really did fly. And in the mid-1950s, the HZ-1 Aerocycle was made. It was a small flying vehicle designed for just one person. The idea was simple. You would use your body weight to control the direction. When you lean to the left or right, the Aerocycle would follow. It's like riding a bicycle or surfboard, but instead of being on land or on waves, you're in the air with large blades under your feet. The first test occurred on November 22, 1954. It remained grounded to prevent accidents. By January 1955, it was completed. In total, it flew more than 160 times and spent over 15 hours in the air. Because it looked promising, the Army ordered more than a dozen units to continue testing. Number 1, Sikorsky S-97 Raider. In 2015, Lockheed Martin bought Sikorsky Aircraft. This acquisition marked the start of advanced technology in helicopter manufacturing. One of the projects they showcased was the Sikorsky S-97 Raider. The S-97 Raider is a modern light helicopter designed to be fast and precise in operations. It has a unique design called X2 counter-rotating rotors, where two large propellers are stacked and spin in opposite directions. Because of this, its flight is more stable and controlled compared to a regular helicopter. It has the ability to fly at very high altitudes, but it can also fly low without losing balance. It can move fast, but it can also move slowly when needed. Whether it's hot or extremely cold, its excellent performance remains. 8.